First impression, you OPN. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda.
Hi guys, this is Adi. I go by AdiG on Instagram, and I'm just here to show you guys how to create a look with the infamous conspiracy palette that we all know and love by now. Of course, this is by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. I will give you guys more detail on this palette later on throughout the video. I will say so far that I love every single shadow on here. It's just so pleasing to look at. It's so pretty, it's very well put together. But like I said, I'll give you guys more details on that and a little more like of a review on the formulas and everything like that. Without further ado, let's just get started on how to create a look using this palette today. I'm first gonna start off by putting concealer on the eyelids. This is 110 by Fenty Beauty. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the lid.
If you OPN,
And I'm going to blend that throughout just using a flat synthetic brush by Morphe.
take that hot road and hop in. Monarch butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your heart together, find it broken up.
E27 by Morphe. With eyeshadows, I'm going to get started with Tanacon, which is this beautiful transition shade.
Exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up.
And I'm gonna bring that pretty high up to the brow bone.
Open up.
I'm gonna dive into Root Beer. I'm going to use a different blending brush. This is also by Morphe. It's a blending brush, but it's also a little tapered at the edges. And I'm gonna blend that right on the crease and blend it up as I go. But first I'm gonna set it on the crease and then move my way up after that. I also like to drag out the eyeshadow on the edges just to give me more of that almond shaped eye look. Going back with the E27 brush that I initially started dipping into Tanacon a little more. And I'm just gonna blend that all together.
Open up. You OPN. Bitch, you won't BBM. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN.
Next, I'm gonna grab a smaller blending brush, the JS6, and I'm gonna go into my reds here very lightly. There's a lot of kickback on that one. I'm not sure if the camera is grabbing it, but there is.
If you OPN.
So with this matte black, I focused it on the edges and flicked it outwards, and then I also built up the color little by little because it is really pigmented. Alright, I'm gonna go back into Diet Root Beer, and I'm just going to emphasize it a little more in the crease. We're gonna use Illuminati. I love that shade. I'm actually going to apply that with my fingers on the first eye, and then we'll try a dry brush on the other eye and then wetting it. So far so good. There's no fallout. I did say I was gonna apply Illuminati with the dry brush on this eye. I went ahead and added a little bit with my fingers, but I'll go back to using a brush and we'll see how it applies dry. I don't like it as much. To wet it down, I'm using the Morphe and Jeffree Star Set and Refresh Mist. I'm not sure if you guys could tell, but it looks a lot more vivid once I wet the brush, so I do prefer this method. Back to the brush that I used, my right is here, and I'm gonna blend that on the edges.
Take that hot road and hop in.
And I'm gonna add a little bit more to the sides.
You OPN. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN. Engaging you's on my agenda.
This black is pigmented, but you need to be careful with placing it down. Back to the brush that I used Diet Root Beer with. You're basically just emphasizing that color a little more while also blending out Illuminati.
Make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. The way she's
And with the tapered blending brush, this is an Urban Decay brush, and I'm gonna go into Diet Root Beer and place that in the lower lash line.
open up, tell you out for ball. Let your emotion waterfall on me. Open up, open up. Need to deep breathe hard and
Just like that. I'm gonna use my Ritus here with the small Morphe brush, and I'm going to add that on the outer parts of the lower lash line.
request my chariot to get ya. The doors OPN. Take that high road and hop in. You OPN.
Next, I'm going to use the other side of the Urban Decay brush, and I'm going to use Conspiracy, this shade right here, to add that on the inner corners, but more towards the bottom of the eye. And take the other side of the brush and go into Wrench. I'm gonna use that on the upper inner corner. And the reason why I didn't wet Ranch is I used it a couple of days ago and I tried it wet and it didn't work as well as it did dry. So it's really rare for a shade to do that, but I'm not against it. I'm going to add eyeliner and lashes and I'll be right back. Hey guys, just really quickly while I finish up this look, I want to wrap up this video by saying a couple of things. First of all, I will be honest, the Conspiracy palette does have kickback on the pan, but it doesn't have fallout on the face. And I also love how every color blends well together. They work like a dream. They're very pigmented and they're very consistent. As for this look, I'm going to be using it very often. I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I do, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video.